What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Spring Hills Podcast. My name is Garrett. I'm the worship pastor here at Spring Hills. And today we're talking about Project Serve because this Saturday, September 26th, is Project Serve 2020. So I've got John Knapp, Garrett Ward, and Jennifer Winardi in the green room to talk about Project Serve, some of the things we're going to be doing this year, some of their favorite memories from years past. And then right after that, I brought in a very special guest. Her name is Brenda Johnson. She serves on the greeter team here at Spring Hills, and normally Brenda is on one of the Project Serve teams, but this year she needed some help over at her home, so we're sending a team over to her house to help her fix her fence. And so I brought Brenda in just to chat about Project Serve, her experiences with it, and also how she's feeling about the fact that she now has a team coming to her house to help her out with a project. Brenda is one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. She's on the greeter team, so make sure you say hi to her on the weekends. So let's get to this conversation with the Spring Hills staff about Project Serve, and then stick around for that conversation with Brenda. Hey, welcome to the Green Room. We're going to be talking about Project Serve today, and today we've got the podcast veteran, John Knapp.
What's up, everybody?
And then we've got soon-to-be podcast veteran, Garrett Ward.
Hey.
Garrett, I got to say, though, your interview that I did with you is catching up to Brett's.
Oh, is it?
It's catching up.
Wow.
Brett's still in the lead.
Garrett.
They do. And now you just heard her voice that may not be super familiar to you, and this is Jennifer Winardi.
Heyo.
Now, you have probably seen Jen on campus somewhere. Jen, how would people know you here on campus at Spring Hills?
How do they know me? I'm just around. I'm here during the week. You'll catch me at the 11:15. I'm an 11:15er.
I was
like
just going
to
to say
show
that.
up
I was
late.
like,
You're only going to catch me there.
Her husband also preaches on occasion, so, you know.
But Jen, you're also on staff.
I am.
Yes.
So what do you do
work
on
here
staff
sometimes. I kind of like to say I'm the business side of the church. So I get to hang out with the finances and the HR.
The really
fun
stuff.
things. But I've also dove into missions the last, few years. So I get to be a part of our missions team too.
Which brings us to Project Serve, because that's
Lead in. You're welcome.
So Project Serve. So we're going to talk about that today, the different things that we've got going on with it. We have it next September 26th. Saturday, September 26th is Project Serve 2020. Thank goodness we get to do it, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't sure that was going to happen.
We weren't sure.
Normally it's in July.
Normally in July.
Yeah.
We were going to try the fall, and then COVID happened, so we pushed it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are. No, we're super thankful we
happening.
get to go out.
So let's tell everybody what is Project Serve. The way that this will work, you guys can jump in where you want to jump in.
Jen, start us off.
Okay. Project Serve. So this is our annual serve day, if you will. So this is our church's opportunity to go out and to serve our friends and family and neighbors and organizations within the community that we just want to help. We just want to be able to show them Jesus' love by serving them. And so this is our opportunity to do that. And it's one big day a year. We're all over the county and all kinds of organizations. We'll talk about that, how it's a little bit different this year. But so that's what we're usually doing. We're making a difference in people's lives and really just showing them that our church wants to help our community and be out there and be a part of it.
Great. And then what are each of your roles here this year? So Jen, you're the what'd you call it? The director?
The
mastermind. I like that, John.
The Project Serve Master Jen.
Pulling all the strings.
Behind the
Master
scenes
Jen.
stuff. She's doing a lot of organization, getting all the groups, squared away,
Together.
right?
All the sites.
I'll get you guys to where you need to go.
So if you sign up, you're going to hear from Jen at some point.
Jen.
Garrett, what's your role this year?
So I'm a site leader. So I'm going to be at a site, and I get to meet with our team who signed up and just rally the troops, encourage them. We get together at the beginning and pray and go over the project of what we're doing. This year, I'm actually going to be on a project at the church, and so we're going to do different projects.
Really
around
branching
the
out
church.
there, huh?
So yeah.
And his
Really
kids are
showing the
serving.
community the love, right? Yeah, Spring Hills needs a lot of reminders.
John, what's your role?
Yeah, my role is a site leader as well, just like Garrett just described. So I'm going to be leading a group of people. That people is going to be students. So as the Next Gen pastor, we have a bunch of different small groups for junior high and high school students. And one thing that we really like to make sure each semester is that the students do get out and serve in some way. And this is a great opportunity for that. So we're going to be out in Sebastopol doing some cleaning up of a person's orchard that has a bunch of debris and stuff that just needs to be cleaned up. And so it's yard work like stuff, which I love. I love yard work.
Oh, yeah, you are a yard work
I love
lover.
getting
I hate yard work.
Oh, dude, I
He's a
love
pro.
I don't
love
mind
it.
moving speakers around, but I don't want to do yard work.
Yeah.
John will do other people's lawns.
I will.
It's
yeah.
amazing.
You know,
Brett's that way too.
I
huh?
will do that for you. Yeah. So we're gonna have a lot of fun
It
doing it.
must be.
So
It
if
must
you're
be
listening,
a pastor thing, like because a preaching pastor thing, right? Do you like
I
yard
was
work, Garrett Ward?
I do not. So it's not.
The
So I'm,
opposite.
The Garretts are not yard work people.
No.
Great.
So if you're listening to this and you've got a student in junior high or high school and you would like to get them involved, sign them up for my my group, which will be out in Sebastopol, which will be
It's labeled Sebastopol.
Yeah.
John Knapp is the leader.
and then the
Sign 'em
description
up.
will say all the stuff about
Yeah.
students.
And
So-
while you're talking about signing up, how late can we sign up for this? Is it day of? You could show up if you want to serve, or
Cannot
is it?
show up the day of because you will be going directly to the site, so
Got
you
it.
need to know where to go. But the Friday before, the
Okay.
25th, we would love to have you.
Mm.
And how exactly do we sign up for Project Serve?
You just go to our website, springhills.org/project serve, and there will be a link there. It's the same platform as our small group, so you're super familiar with it, and you can actually pick what project you would like to sign up for. So
Oh, cool.
you can look
So
through
if
all
you
of
like
them.
yard work,
If you like yard work,
There's
you can
yard
join
work
a
ones.
yard
Great.
work one. If you
Yeah.
like to paint, you can paint.
and all of our sites are outside. So if there's any COVID, concerns, it's all outdoor projects in the fresh air. People can spread out and do work and get a lot done.
The fresh air.
I heard your
Breathe
inhale.
clean.
Yeah.
I don't know that people are
The
going to get
air
that, so I
is-
wanted to point it
Okay,
out.
good.
That breath that you heard was John Knapp inhaling the fresh air.
The
Okay, so
smoke
let's
is
talk
cleared
about
out.
Project Serve. The difference between this year and years past. So what is that main difference?
Yeah, so previously we've been able to go out to some of the bigger nonprofit organizations, but obviously this year there's just a few more blocks in place just with COVID. So actually created a really cool opportunity for our church. We were able to reach out to the people within our church who had needs. Maybe they were disabled or elderly or maybe a widow who hasn't been able to get to something. So we've really been able to meet the needs of the people in our church or the friends or neighbors of people in our church who maybe are non-Christians, which is also a really cool opportunity to go out and work with some of these people who are non-Christians and just show them, love on them without needing anything in return, which I think is so unique for our church body. So
Yeah. We actually, right when we're done here, we have somebody that's coming in. Brenda Johnson's going to come in. We're actually helping her out.
Yeah.
One of the projects is at her home this year. So she's going to come in. We're going to hear from that perspective as
That's
well, which
awesome.
will be cool. So different from years past is we're really focusing on the people instead of the bigger organizations, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a more, not scaled down, but more
It's a personal touch.
personal touch. There you
Yeah.
go. Good, John.
Yeah.
So how long have we been doing this Project Serve? Who started it? Do we know?
Oh my gosh.
Because we're all, so John and I came to on staff around the same time in 2017, but you two predate us. So what was
and
the...
it predated me.
Okay.
So,
Predated me too, so it was going on even before I was on staff,
Yeah.
and I was just a volunteer at the
Oh,
church.
cool.
So, yeah.
Are we gonna just
10
have to
years
give
or so?
Brett a bunch of
15
credit again?
years,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Brett gets a
Brett
lot of
started
credit
it.
on this podcast.
Just give it to him. There's other leaders in the church who,
Yeah.
started
Kicked it off.
and then we've just been continuing it.
That's awesome.
on.
Okay, so it's been
So,
going on for a while. That's
yeah.
great. Great
Yeah,
way to reach the
long time.
community for a long time. Yeah. What are some highlights from years past that you guys have been involved? I unfortunately every year that we've been doing it, it's weekends, and so we're always setting stuff up, and it's one week. I remember one year, I think it was my first year here. I was set to go onto one of the sites, and the soundboard crashed, and so I came here that
became your
morning.
That
project.
was your project.
And we had to set up sound outside instead to have the intro thing that you were doing that year. And I remember being here at 7:15 in the morning trying to troubleshoot that. And then it was like, I got to fix the sound system for the
Yeah.
weekend. So I didn't get to do it. What are some highlights from years past that you guys have experienced or heard? It doesn't have to be something you personally experienced, but stories that you know.
I think for me, when I think about Project Serve, I've been part of a couple of them now. And number one, I always love the pancake breakfast at the beginning.
Oh my gosh.
That's so fun.
That we're not having.
That we're not
this
having,
year.
but it's the opportunity to do community.
Plugging what we're not yet.
Well, you said years past.
Oh,
Years-
that's, you know what, John? That's my fault. You're right.
Yeah.
Years past.
So
Go for it.
We've
Yeah.
had to adapt this year.
we had
but
to adapt, and you're still gonna
Eat pancakes at your own house. And
eat
then
pancakes at your house. But the idea of coming together, I was gonna lead in with the breakfast. You're coming together,
Yeah.
you know, and it's this buzz, if you will, of everyone who's ready to serve. They're in a posture of being ready to make a difference.
Yeah.
And no matter who you are on the planet, I mean, you have this like internal desire that you want to make a difference. You want to know that what you can offer is making an impact, doing something. I mean,
Right.
no matter who you are, you want to be helpful. And everyone walks into the day with that. And then you go out in your groups and you literally get to tangibly see a difference that you're making, which is not always something you get to see in the world of faith, And so last year we took I think it was close to 70 people to the food bank.
Yeah.
That was the group that I led.
That's right.
And it was awesome.
Yep, I took
because
pictures
You
there.
took pictures
Yeah.
there. And, I remember very clearly taking a video of everyone in the lobby there, and just before and after, and the excitement and the joy. And, serving is something that should always be, not just something that we sign up for, but that we live out, and that we constantly do. And so it's just a great, I think, thing that we do here as a church that really brings us together on a focus of, we're here to make a difference. It's part of our calling, it's part of our purpose. And so, for me last year was the one over at the food bank was super fun. And I took students over there, and it was a great time. So food bank is a great, fond memory for me, right there next to the pancake breakfast.
Right, yeah.
Which we'll have next year. So, we're going to have it.
And again, have pancakes at your house and FaceTime somebody. That works too.
If you have to get pancakes, go to McDonald's. McDonald's has really
interesting
good pancakes. Have you not had pancakes?
Never had a McDonald's pancake.
Oh my gosh.
Has anyone else? Have y'all?
No.
Garrett
Never.
has.
Yeah.
Never.
My
Never.
kids have.
Guys,
My kids have.
that after, I would really, really, really encourage you to.
Okay.
Or go
I
to
will do
Whole
that.
Foods and buy the frozen crepes they have. They're pretty good.
See,
Those
this
are bomb.
becomes a little breakfast podcast
Swedish
too.
pancakes. Yeah, breakfast podcast.
What's
So
your
Garrett, what
favorite?
about you? What are some highlights that you've noticed over the years?
Just some highlights. It's just awesome to see how appreciative people are when we show up, when we do all this work. I remember years back where we helped out a single mom and cleaned up her yard, did a lot of raking, cleared out a lot of bush and brush. And, she was a single mom, just had a couple kids, and she couldn't do it on her own. And so just a group of us showed up and filled up a huge dumpster. And it's just, she was very appreciative and just loved how our church came together. She wasn't actually really tied into the church at that time, but then she started to get connected after that. So just seeing the impact that we have and showing Christ's love to people who maybe might not normally see that.
Jen, what about you? What are some highlights that you've had over the years?
There's a couple of things I love. I love that the relationships that I see develop just among the people that come, like John was talking about community. A lot of times people come either not knowing anyone, or, they've kind of been involved maybe a little bit at Spring Hills, but kind of this is their first step into kind of being a part of the Spring Hills serving team. And so it's just really cool to see relationships begin to form and people kind of step out maybe of their comfort zone a little bit. So if that's you, this is a great first opportunity and chance to just kind of step in and dip your toes in a little bit and serve and get to know some other people while you're serving. It's a really great way to do that. Also, I think one of the highlights for me, we partnered with the Redwood Gospel Mission probably a couple of years ago, and we were able to serve at a home that's actually a safe house for women that are coming out of abusive relationships. And so just that we have the opportunity as a church, because they trust us, not just anyone can go there and serve, but they trust us as a church to go out there and serve those women. And it was yard work and inside work and, just also being able to interact with the kids and stuff too. So that was a really cool opportunity that our church got.
That's awesome. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the signing up process. What do we need? What's the big push right now? We need more people, right? So we've got plenty of projects that we're doing, which is cool. What are some of the projects we're doing? Did we already mention that?
We mentioned there too.
Yard work stuff.
We got yard
right.
work stuff. We've got painting stuff. And like I said, they're at people's, most of them are church members' homes. So we've got a couple of painting projects going on, a couple of landscaping projects, a couple of cleanup projects. And then we're still doing one big site, Earl Baum, and then Spring Hills as well. So there's family-friendly projects too. So you can bring your kids. Garrett's, I think, and John's kids are participating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So
We're putting them to work.
put them to work.
And those are
Start 'em young.
elementary age,
Yeah.
young kids. So you got plenty of stuff for even the young kids too. I think my kids are even going to come down.
Yeah.
My kids are really
Just going to
young.
drop them off at a
Just
project.
drop them off. And then I'm going to go take
They're
some
the
pictures
project,
somewhere.
aren't they?
Yeah, so we need lots of other people to sign up, right?
Yep.
We got plenty of room for you to serve. So springhills.org/project serve, correct?
That's it.
Not Project Serve 2020 or anything like that, just
Nope.
/Project Serve.
Just slash Project Serve.
Great. Yeah, so sign up. We would love to see you out here. We're going to be here September 26th, ready to serve. I guess we'll have some people on campus, and then other ones will go right to the site, and you can pick your your job, your
Yep.
site, wherever you're going to be. That's great.
And
So-
you still get your free T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Don't
gotta get your free
forget.
t-shirt.
Oh,
red
Get
Jen,
your
That's a reason
red
to sign up
free
right there.
T-shirt.
You can't get it on
For the
eBay.
t-shirt.
It's not on
No.
Amazon.
No.
Spring Hills
It is
only.
limited edition.
Limited edition. Yep. There's not very many of them
Yes.
made. So act
No.
now.
Yeah.
Sign up now.
All right. Anything else you want to share about Project Serve before we take off?
You know, I guess just one last thing about Pastor Brett's, he's talking about, Living 12, the whole idea.
I do know that. Yeah.
Yeah, the sermon
sermons.
series that we're in right now is basically marks of a Christian, and it's like, if you're listening to this and you're just kind of like looking for, something to take a next step in your faith, or you're just really trying to think about how you can maybe put your faith in motion, this is a great thing for you to check out. Romans 12 is all about, we've been saved for something. It's not like a finish line. We are saved so that we can glorify and magnify and reflect who Christ is in our own lives to the community around us. And so this is a great thing. And the more people that we can get involved, the better, which means our community is going to see more of Christ. And so I'd really encourage you to sign up. It's going to help you grow in your faith. It's a great way to take a next step, and you're going to see God work and move. So if you're on the fence, just go for it. It's going to be a great day.
Cool.
Yeah, and then also I would add too, we as a church want to serve you, want to serve our community, and so even if you didn't, get your project in this time, or if there's a need around you, still come to us. Let us know what the needs are, and maybe as a church we can meet those needs. We want to be more of a light in our community and help the people in our church. So if you did miss out, and if you see a need in your community and your family, that we could meet. We don't have to set up a big one day for it. We can try to meet the need as they come up.
I'd be very happy to come over and mow your lawn, rake your leaves.
John at springhills.org.
Seriously,
J-O-N.
email me. I'll bring some
And
students
then if
over.
you-
We'll do it for you.
If you spell Garett pretty much any way you want at springhills.org, it'll come to either me or Garrett Ward. We'll eventually get it. It'll come to us. Jen, anything else?
No, I think that's great.
Great.
No, looking forward to it. Yeah,
Cool.
and thank you
Director
for those
Jen,
of you
Master Jen.
who signed up already. We're looking
Yes,
forward to
it's gonna be
serving with you.
It's going to be awesome. So we'll see you next weekend, September 26th. Welcome back to the Green Room. We're talking about Project Serve today, and I have a very special guest with me today. Now, this is Brenda Johnson. Brenda serves on the team here at Spring Hills, and her and I have become great friends over the last 10 minutes here as I've learned a little bit more about her. So I invited her into the Green Room today because Brenda has one of the homes that we're going to be going to for Project Serve to help out with a project at her home. So Brenda, say hello to everybody here at Spring Hills.
Hello.
And just so everybody knows, Brenda is this is the first time on a podcast, right, Brenda?
It is.
Yes, but it's a lot of fun. We love recording these podcasts, and we're grateful that we can get the Spring Hills team to join us in here. And today, we're talking about Project Serve. But first of all, just so people can get to know you a tiny bit, tell us, first of all, you're on the team here at Spring Hills. What team are you serving on?
I'm on the greeting team.
So you have probably seen Brenda at some point waving to you, saying hello. And then, Brenda, how long have you been attending Spring Hills?
I've been coming for 4 years now.
All right, and we're pretty close on that. I've been here for a little over three and a half, so we're not far off there.
Oh, that's great to have that in common.
We're going to be coming to your home on Saturday, September 26th for Project Serve. You have one of the projects for us. Do you mind telling us a little bit about the project we're going to be doing there?
Okay. It's fencing. It's with my folks who are in their 80s. I'm challenged physically, so I reached out to my church family and nominated them for help to come put water stain on the fence.
Great. So we're going to be fixing that fence up to make it look nice and pretty for you guys.
Yes, I'm so happy.
So you're home. You're with your folks, right? Is that what you had mentioned?
I am. I stay with my folks and help care for them.
That's great. Yeah. So you've been attending here. We've got this church family. You came to us and you said, I've got this project. What was the feeling like when we were able to say, hey, we've got a team coming out?
Oh my gosh, it was so grateful because being a taker is difficult sometimes. I'm a giver. So when you reach out to your Christian family in Spring Hills Church, it was wonderful. I usually go out on the projects. So it was challenging for me. I'm so grateful that I'm here and can go out and give by the grace of God. He's not done with me and to go out. So for me to have asked for somebody to come in
Was a big step.
was a huge step.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think a lot of people might be able to relate to. But the fact that you've got the church family here to come alongside you and help you with a project, even we're talking about fencing now, right? We're talking about fixing up a fence. But what did it mean to you to know that your church family was willing to come alongside you and help you with this and be givers to you?
The unconditional love that I felt, and the gratitude and the serenity that I don't have to do it all by myself, even with the strength of the Lord, that there are other people out there that come in and are on the same
page.
The same page.
Because you
as
are
I
a
am.
giver. You mentioned to me also that you're normally on the serve teams that are going to these sites.
I'm usually one that goes out. So to have come in, the gratitude is just so emotionally strong for me that it just has strengthened my faith, and not only my love for Christ, but love for my Christian family.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Sometimes it's hard to open up and say, hey, I need help with this, but that's what the church family is here to do. And you're part of the church family that's helped a lot of people because you've gone, what sites have you gone to before? Do you remember any of the projects you've been a part of?
I've put food together.
At the food bank.
At the food bank.
Oh, cool.
I've gone out for the blind, and we sanded and put rope up. It was
That's
it was
awesome.
amazing. You actually got to get inside and see what these blind people go through. So we were out there painting the post and rethreading the rope. So when they take their walks, they hang on to this rope around the property. Just amazing.
Yeah.
Pastor Service, when he emphasizes on emotion. Emotions don't last, guilt and all that. And I sit back and I think, I'm so grateful that I don't have to rely on emotions, because I would just melt. It goes back to the faith, to the promises, to hang on to that, because
you have to have the right foundation.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Because if it was emotions for me, I'm so sensitive and grateful for my faith and my love and the promises that emotions just overwhelm me. So on the receiving end is gratitude, is huge gratitude.
It probably started with some humility, right? To say, I need help.
Very humbling.
Yeah.
Very, very humbling. My struggle was, these are my folks. On all the other serving teams that I've done, we've gone out to community.
Mm-hmm.
This is more personal now, which I think is tremendous with family, friends, neighbors. It's more one-on-one.
Yeah, we mentioned that with Pastor John a few minutes ago when he was in the green room. We were talking about that, and he used that exact word. There's a more personal touch to this year. And it's not that the years past that when we go to the food bank and we go all over, I think the Redwood Gospel Mission and different places where we've gone, it's not that those aren't great ways to be serving the community, but to be able to go, especially with what everybody's gone through this year with the quarantine, and there's been a lot of people that have lost their jobs. They've had health issues, different things that have gone on. It's been a stressful year. And being able to go to families, individual families, and say, we can help you with something. And especially for somebody like yourself who has spent so many years giving, to be able to go to your home and say, hey, we're going to stain this fence for you. And for you to just be able to just accept that gift and be able to not only appreciate it, but to feel the gratitude that God has given you this church family. It's got to be a great feeling, right?
Oh, tremendously, tremendously. And then the other half of it was on me. Okay, Lord, do I have the strength and the time to do this?
Mm-hmm.
And reality set in, Brenda, you can't. So now it's time to reach out. And I prayed for a couple days on this with the Lord, and we come to conclusion that, Brenda, you ask. You ask. And I asked and received, and just overwhelming with joy and strength.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's cool. Well, Brenda, thank you so much for coming down. It was such a joy to meet you and get to chat with you a little bit. I hope this was fun for you. Do you want to do podcasts more often now? Are you going to be a regular?
I would love to.
So
I
we'll
would
bring
love
Brenda
to.
back sometime, and we'll talk to her a little more. Maybe when we do, I'm going to do an episode with the greeter team. I'm going to bring a couple greeters in. So maybe we can have you and a few other greeters come in, and we'll talk about that ministry.
Exciting.
How does that sound?
Very exciting.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming down.